Hey, how's it going, everybody? How you doing? Is the sun actually gonna come out here? Here we are on Michigan Avenue here. We'll head up to the Riverwalk here. How's everybody doing here? We got about 59 degrees. Like I said this morning, it actually felt warmer walking this morning than it feels now. It's a little chillier, upper 50s. Feels like fall. We'll head over to the Riverwalk here and see what's happening. But other than that, just a regular Tuesday here. And yeah, we're going by the Carbide Carbon there. Heather B, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah. Hey, we'll get across here. Yeah, Julie, how you doing there? Carrie, Krista. Thanks everybody here. Yeah, we got 3 seconds. We'll make it. Hey, Brian Adams there. Johnny, how you doing there? John James, Darlene, yeah. Hopefully I got everybody there. Heather B, I got you at the front there. Yeah, we'll head up towards the Wrigley building. We'll cross Michigan Avenue right here. We were tooling down in Millennium Park this morning. We already checked out the Bean on TikTok and went over to the Chicago Theater. So we'll head over to the Riverwalk. We haven't done the Riverwalk in a while, because I was out of town last week. So hey, Christopher, how you doing there? Tara, Merck, Carrie, yeah, Yaya, Santana, yeah, very nice there. Yeah, Carrie, saying hello to John James and everybody else here. Hey, there's the Cottage Grove Express there. We'll head up Michigan. Yeah, I gotta figure out what this art gallery is over there. We saw it last night. You see they got the snowmen in the window there. It looks like an art gallery. And there are more art galleries on North Michigan Avenue. Like I said, I think all of Millennium Park moved to the south. More storefronts moved towards Millennium Park once that opened 20 years ago. It's been a slow transition. Yeah, what's happening there? Is Chris tuning in? Hey Chris, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in to the Lunch Bunch. Here's the egg tuck. Look at the egg tuck sandwiches are great. I just can't afford to eat there every day. There's Mochi Nut, Chicago Sports. Hey, they got Benny the Bull. There's Benny the Bull in inflatable form there. And we still got the Bulls and the Blackhawks if the Bears are letting us down. We won't totally give up on the Bears, but still a rebuilding season the way it looks. And there's the Blackhawks, Fannie Mae. Nice Chicago candy store there. Hey, look at this nice view to the Wrigley and the Tribune here. We're up here by Wacker Drive. But yeah, people are getting out their winter or their fall jackets. People are selling CDs here. Here, we'll head over here. We'll go. Here's where the London Guarantee. Here's the Fort Dearborn here. Smash Burger. Let's see if they got any display here at the London House. They got a nice wreath on the door here. It's flickering. Yeah, they got a Christmas tree. It says use other door. So if we would go all the way around and enter, there you see the Christmas tree there. They got nice mosaics. You see the reflection. Unfortunately, the door's not open here, so we'll cross the street here and we'll head over to the Riverwalk. So we'll check that out some other time. Just the London House has, I'm sure, holiday displays there. And hey, they got cotton candy. Lorraine, how you doing there, Sharon? Yeah. What else is happening here? Donna, how you doing there? I missed you there. Okay, so yeah, let's head down to the Riverwalk. We got a little slight breeze, but not bad. Look at that violent scene they etched in stone there. It was a Fort Dearborn. They called it a massacre, but it depends on. Okay, it looks like they got the Riverwalk blocked off right there. So I guess they're doing construction. So we'll move up a block. I was gonna walk down right here and see how there's some people taking pictures and stuff. So we'll stay up above here and we'll walk down, see how long the construction goes here. I guess they waited till it got colder to start the construction on the Riverwalk, which makes sense. I didn't realize this was going on. This is how I learn about stuff too. Stumble across obstacles. But here, it's not a bad view. Here we can check out the Jewelers Building and the whole north end of the loop there. See the Marina Towers. That's actually an interesting view right there. Alvin, how you doing there? Everybody else there? Pete? Yeah. So there's the riverboat going by there. One of the Windellas there. Lila. There's two more. The riverboard, the architectural tour boats are still cruising. There you can see the London House. See how the historic London House there is to the left, and then they added this new portion of the London House with more elevators and amenities and conference rooms and stuff. The Mather Tower became a hotel. It's a club quarters. Club quarters, CQ, extended stay. A lot of executives stay there and stuff like that. If you can stay up in that tower, it's amazing views. And since it's a hotel, it's possible to get in that tower and see what the views look like. Same with the Royal Sonesta. The only way you can get to that cupola, if you go to Jan Architects, Helman Jan, I think they still control the conference room up there at the amazing rotunda. That used to be the Stratosphere Club. Helman Jan updated the design. And yeah, it looks like they're working on the Riverwalk here, so we'll see how long this goes here. I can't imagine they got the whole Riverwalk shut down. They probably just got a little section of it here. So here we get to go by the double-decker bus tour. Here's the Cupsinet. Cup was a sports broadcaster like Jack Brickhouse and Harry Carey. He mainly wrote for the newspapers, but there, Irv Cupsinet, Mr. Chicago, Body of the City, Chicago Sun-Times column. And there he is there. Irv Cupsinet there he is. Yeah, for a long time I would be like, who's this guy and why is this statue in the middle of the sidewalk? Irv Cupsinet, there he is. There's the Jewelers Building. So, see, they got the Riverwalk closed. Temporary closed due construction. Let's just see what the construction dates are. We're waiting for the light to change here. Next available entrance, go east. Next, go west to Wabash. Okay, good. So it looks like they're just doing construction right here where the O'Brien's is. See how they're laying down plywood so they can do construction. So here we'll head across. We'll try to head down to Riverwalk. Here's Wabash Avenue, the 17th Church of Christ Scientists. There, we'll go by the Cocoa Bar. You got a foot of snow in Saskatchewan. Well, hey, winter's coming. You guys are getting it first. Thanks for letting us know there. Yeah, see, so winter is coming. People are asking me, where's the snow in Chicago? And so I'm sure if you're getting it in Saskatchewan, we're going to get our due probably right when everybody tries to travel for Thanksgiving. It'll be like planes, trains, and automobiles. That's when the first snowstorm will hit, when everybody's trying to go to O'Hare. Here's Cocoa Bar. We crossed the Wabash here. I think we could head down to the Riverwalk here. It looks like people are. Here's the, we show this, you know, here's the Jewelers Building. And here's the George Washington statue here with, look, they got the bird on top of there. You got Robert Morris, Haym Solomon, George Washington. This was, it's by the Masons. The Masons created this statue. I don't know how they convinced the city to let them put it here. And then there's the, that's always, it's like a haunting image of, especially now as we're entering the second term of Trump here, the very sad looking Statue of Liberty and all the European immigrants that came to this country, the huddled masses, and now we're going to kick out all the undocumented migrants, which I'm very worried about how this is going to play out. But here, look at the boats here. Look at the, hey, we got the Shoreline sightseeing boat. We're going down to the, and they still got some stuff set up for Veterans Day. I wasn't here for Veterans Day. I was in North Carolina. Otherwise, I would have came here like last year. We came here for Veterans Day, and they were doing ceremonies. And there were protests Even on Veterans Day there were protests here, or some type of political statement. You see how they got the military insignia, but we respect the veterans, and we did that on Veterans Day. Yeah, see, look, this section of the Riverwalk is temporarily closed. Let's see what's going on here. The Evening Star heads under Wabash Avenue here. How's it going, everybody? Here, see, look, they're working on the Riverwalk. They're digging up the landscaping there. This is right in front of the brew house here, so we'll keep you posted on the. Hey, somebody's fishing here. People do fish here. Fishing on the Chicago River. It's great. Yeah, listening to music. They're fishing. Right here. Look, here's the. Thank you for all that served from the Piantoski family there. Veterans Day. Look, they left a personal thank you there. Isn't that nice? Ohio, how's it going there, Michael? How can Ohio be boring? You got J.D. Vance. I'm joking. I am shocked that Sherrod Brown, I keep telling people, I'm like, do you know how much Sherrod Brown did for the state of Ohio? He brought funding for the state of, he was on the Financial Services Committee. He was for the people. They voted him out for like a Bitcoin guy, and it just cracks me. I know it's more complex than that. The Senate and the House was taken back by the Republicans. That was a part of it. And I just wonder if Ohio will lament the day where they voted out Sherrod Brown because, he was pro-union. I go back to, and I know people don't want me to talk politics. I don't usually do it on TikTok, but I do it sometimes on YouTube because I use this as a sounding board to get all your good people's perspective. You help ground me. I can fly off the handle, go off tangents. Sarah would set me straight. You know what I'm talking about. But I got some weird ideas. But put this in the perspective of what has failed us. Really, what has failed us is neoliberalism. Neoliberalism, which you can call it globalization. The thought that globalization was going to lift all boats. And for me, the reason I think the Democrats lost the working class is they failed to acknowledge the limits of globalization, and people in the working class do feel left behind by globalization. Now, what has mainly driven this? And it rolls into the anti-immigrant. People fear they're losing their jobs to immigrants and all things like that. And it used to be we feared losing our jobs to China. Your industrial job was outsourced to China. It was a product of globalization. Where did that money go? It went into Wall Street. The same billionaires, millionaires, gazillionaires that benefited from globalization, including Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. The reason I include him, I know he's a benevolent billionaire because he benefited too, just like the Koch brothers and other people that benefited from globalization. So, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Oh, that's good. And then, okay. And so, John, but how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. You guys, is this your daughter?
Oh yeah.
That's great. How you doing? That's awesome. Nice to. So you're still living downtown, or you still living?
I have over here.
That's great. I'm live streaming on YouTube here, so we got.
Oh, this is going online.
Yeah, that's why I'm not filming you. I don't know if you want to be on. I'm just filming the Riverwalk, and people tune in, and like I try to, people are like, you're not getting shot in Chicago. And I'm like, no, I'm walking down the Riverwalk. It's nice. You're walking here with your family. All these misconceptions about how bad crime is about Chicago, we're trying to fight it here on YouTube.
Well, it was bad during COVID years.
Oh, it was bad. We lived through 2020. It got really bad. But hopefully it's better now. Nice to see you.
So you're still a federal contractor, or you still do that? Or, I mean, that's the primary thing.
That's why I'm on YouTube, because they want to ban TikTok because we don't trust TikTok, But that might change after this election. I know I'm talking too loud here. But no, nice seeing you. Nice running into you.
You still walk home through Lincoln Park?
That's what I do. I live stream and I walk and I live stream and people watch it. Where are you at now? What firm are you? Are you in between?
No, I work as federal contractor too.
Good. You work for a competitor.
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
And
but I work in private sector too.
Good.
So.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, hey, nice seeing you.
Yeah.
Take care.
To see you too.
And I want to see you flying those drones, man. Yeah, that's good. I'll tell you, that's good. That's awesome. See, it's one of my past colleagues. I used to work with that guy, and I that's the first time I met his daughter, and he's just strolling down the Riverwalk, and he was seeing if if I still worked for the firm I work for and stuff like that. I know people are taking notes because I'm so cryptic. You know, real life it sometimes bleeds into life. As much as I try to keep my work life and my personal life separate, you know, I do run into people I work with. I do run into past colleagues, and people are surprised to see me live streaming, because he probably knew when he knew me before the pandemic, I did not like social media. I did not trust the internet. I did not trust live streaming. If I would be on live, I would be like, get me off of that live. I don't want my image on YouTube, Facebook, because I feared AI, and I feared government overreach and surveillance. And I still fear all that, but I realized after pandemic, we already passed the tipping point, and there's no way we're going back. So, yeah, that's okay. Thanks for, oh, I gotta watch where I'm walking here. I'm looking at the screen here. So, what's going on there? Got some buffering? Yeah. So, let me know if we're still streaming clear to the rear there. Unlisted number? Yeah. Hey, look, there's the Innisfree. So we still streaming okay? Can you see this? There's Innisfree heading underneath Clark Street here. But Chicago is a small, incestuous community, especially in the architecture engineering firm. If you work in Chicago in the architecture engineering firm, no matter how much you dislike your firm, if you want to work in Chicago, don't burn any bridges, because you might have to work with your same colleagues at a different firm. These people are always getting new jobs, starting new jobs, and you'll run into the same colleagues you worked at one firm and another firm, at least in the architecture and engineering community here in Chicago. And yeah, I'll be careful. The biggest thing is walking and looking at the comments at the same time. It's really hard, and trying to scan your environment. And here, look, there's the Britannica building. Here's where the Eastland disaster happened. We talk about that. Here's people sitting on the seating wall here. If you just joined, we're at the Chicago Riverwalk. We're heading under LaSalle Street. Oh, you had to restart your phone? Okay, good. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know if some people are having issues with the stream or not. Thanks for letting me know. It might have been because I ran into David. David probably has, he has like things that block like internet from filming his likeness. And that's why you notice when I was talking with him, I didn't film him, because I know he works on sensitive projects. The internet's not our friend. So here, we'll keep going here past, where we at here? LaSalle Street, Chicago Riverwalk. We got 1222. How's everybody doing there? We're good here? Thanks, John James. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, phones, there's always, I think some of it's planned obsolescence. You know, they make sure if your phone is of certain vintage, it starts acting up, so you get a new phone, and they can keep selling phones and selling stock and all that. That's okay. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, we don't need no thought control. We don't need no education. The quote, Pink Floyd, Mr. Floyd. Look, these trees are still green. These trees are some of the earliest trees to turn green in springtime, and they're some of the last trees to shed their leaves all the way in the winter. And I think they're very hardy plants. They made to withstand the harsh winters, and they thrive down here along the protected Riverwalk, somewhat protected. Good. Yeah, don't get a new phone. You can find a workaround. I'm the same way. I got my backup phone. It's from 2019, and it's seriously, the screen's all cracked and damaged because I dropped it so many times. But I'm going to use that phone as long as I can, because it still works. And otherwise, we just keep buying new cell phones every year. They end up in the landfill. Everything's disposable. So, yeah, we're over here past LaSalle Street. We're heading under Wells. We'll see if the train goes by. I'll probably cross around Franklin here, and we'll try to go to Wolf Point there and walk around there. Yeah, they're working on Franklin Street here. Can I cross here? I don't even know. I guess I can cross on the other side, so I'll have to go on the far side, and then we'll cross that way. It's okay. Yeah, the sun tried to come out. The sun came out for just a second. Maybe the sun's out where you're at. That's a good sign. I see little gaps in the clouds, a little blue sky, like there's a blue sky up that way. We'll see if the sun graces us with its presence. Yeah, there's blue skies up there. We're getting close. Yeah, Tracy. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Tracy, and everybody else there, Darlene. There's the Merchandise Mart. We might walk back by those giant heads there, across there, but hey, we're checking out the Riverwalk. Hey, here's the dog, 1224. So what were we talking about? Okay. So before I ran into David, he was probably surprised what I was talking about. Okay, so again, how can we understand why the Democrats lost the working class party? Again, this is just a hunch I have. It's the failure of the neoliberalization of our economies. Remember, that started with Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. Deregulation, globalization. Remember NAFTA? Remember how George Bush the first was for NAFTA. Ross Perot was against NAFTA. He said it would suck jobs out of America. Bill Clinton took the center. He said NAFTA is going to be some positives, some negatives. Bill Clinton was barely elected, not with the majority in '92, enacted NAFTA. We started the process of globalization. Globalization was supposed to create jobs in Mexico, so people's standard of living would rise in Mexico, lift all boats, and there wouldn't be pressure for people to migrate to America for jobs. Obviously, that backfired. And we noticed that Mexico was skipped over. A lot of the jobs went to China. Instead of going to Mexico, the jobs went to China. The failure of the liberalization of our economy started by Reagan and Thatcher and implemented by the Democrats. It was implemented by Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton embraced the stock market. Remember, the stock market grew in the 1990s, the dot-com. Then we had two crises of capitalism, which was the dot-com bubble and then the housing crisis. Since then, the Federal Reserve has done everything they could to prop up the stock market because they realized the catastrophic effects of people losing their 401k. It would be a vicious cycle of deflation of people losing, and so they have to inflate the bubble. So what has been going on since the Great Recession? The great reinflation of all asset prices, and then they went into turbo drive after the pandemic, where all assets were inflated, the stock market, housing, grocery store items, and devaluing of our currency by making too much debt. We still have these issues. They're not just going to be solved by tariffs. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat my hat, you know. I'm willing to stake my credibility on these claims. Yes, tariffs can do some things, but positive, negatives, everything. Tariffs will solve some problems and create other problems. It's a whack-a-mole. And every politician will tell you they got an easy, simple solution to every complex problem. Good luck. Hey, I got a Christmas boat. Look at this.
North branch is on the right-hand side.
Lines are 9 and 1. There you go. There's the Star of Chicago. Yeah, I hope, Kevin, I hope the Lions can make a run for the Super Bowl this year. If any team from the NFC North deserves to make a run for the Super Bowl, it's the Detroit Lions. I know you missed out last year. I was actually rooting for the Lions in the playoffs. I'm certainly not going to root for the Green Bay Packers as a Chicagoan. And Detroit deserves to have something to root for. And we know as Chicago sports fans, we got nothing to root for. So yeah, go Lions. There you go. I'll start rooting for the Lions instead of the Bears. It'll be more exciting to watch. But here, look at this plaque here. Franklin Bridge here. There's the trains going across the... But here, let's go out to Wolf Point here. Let's see what... There's Blue Bottle Coffee. And Jeff, we trust. Was that making sense? I know I won't belabor it, and I know I don't want to waste the whole live talking about my crazy off-the-wall theories, which is all they are. I learned stuff from feedback, and I just want to bounce it off. But I think you would agree that Margaret Thatcher was not for tariffs, and she was a conservative. But that was a different situation that they had, you know, in the late 1970s than we're in now, perhaps. And so past historical correlations might not actually be the best examples. But here, Franklin Street. Welcome to Chicago. Here we're by the confluence. They call this Wolf Point. I've been wanting to walk around this all summer, but they've been having it blocked off. And they finally opened it up so we can walk over. I got to hold on my hat. My hat's going to blow off. Here's the North Branch of Chicago Rivers. That way. That's the South Branch. Yeah, hopeful and blessed. Donna. Thanks, everybody. How you doing there? Yeah, I'm glad the Bills won. I'm glad the Bills beat the Chiefs. I saw somebody on Monday flying the Bills flag, and like a dummy, I'm like, oh, look, somebody's flying the Bills flag. And they're like, they beat the Chiefs. I didn't even watch that game, but again, I'm kind of sour on the NFL right now. I'm really mad at the NFL, not the Bears. Here's the pink line heading across the Lake Street. Look at the Sears Tower there. That's a nice view. You got the Sears Tower, the river, pink line heading across Lake Street there. Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, Tara, good Bills won. Yeah, that's root for the Bills. So we'll root for the Bills and the Lions. Maybe the Bills and Lions can meet in the Super Bowl. More than the Chiefs. So here, look how they got, see how they have this Y? They got this Y, that's the three branches of the Chicago River. And this is the Wolf Point Salesforce Tower. This is the office portion, and then the two flanking towers are residential. Look, you can ride a bike down here. They got this wonderful seating wall to overlook the boats here. Isn't this nice amenity that we all can share? Now, technically, this is corporate space. So technically, they can kick you out of here. So, and it's because of unhoused but same with the Riverwalk. Even though the Riverwalk's public, technically they can close it and they can kick you out of it like a mall, which I wonder if one day they'll be like, no live streamers. So that's why I'm creating as much content of the Riverwalk before they censor the whole thing. Yeah, The Iron Lady, that's a beautiful movie. You watch that movie? Yeah, about Margaret Thatcher. She was always worried about prices. She was very aware of inflation because United States and England, Great Britain, even worse than the United States, suffered a horrible bout of stagflation in the 70s. And this is the first time we're living through another inflationary period. And it's not even resolved yet. Like, we're still in the middle of it. Even though the Fed says they conquered inflation, they've signaled that they may not have, because since the election of Trump, Powell has recently signaled that he's going to keep them on hold and not going to raise or lower them until he gets more data. We need more data. The jury's out. Yeah, the Esplanade, the Confluence. Yeah, Piece of Lisa loves it when I say that. Thanks, Julie. How you doing there? Hope you're doing well. I know you've been going through a lot. And here, there's the Metro. There's the Metro train going. Let's look at that. Let's look at the Metro going underneath the other Metro tracks. That's the Metro coming out of Union Station. The bub tracks come out of Ogilvie. And yeah, go all the way there. Yeah, we'll root for the Lions there. We'll see how that goes. Hey, the sun's coming out. You're right. So here's this bridge in the upright position. Here's the Kinzie Street Bridge. There's the nice view from the Kinzie Street Bridge. We might not go all the way because it's already 12:33, and I'll turn around and reverse this. And Yeah, let's do that. We'll walk across the Kinsey Street Bridge and then we'll just head right back to the Riverwalk and circle around that way. There's the cold storage building. It's now converted into housing. This used to be a railroad bridge. It's usually in the upright position because they don't use the tracks anymore. It used to go underneath the merchandise mart. You see the train tracks there. Hey Tim, you're coming to Chicago on Thursday. That's great. Well, hopefully it'll be a little cooler that day, but on Friday they start the Kris Kringle Market and they're going to light the official Christmas tree there at Millennium Park next to the ice skating rink. They're going to light it at 6 o'clock. And they said there's pre-festivities at 5. I have no idea what that is. We'll try to check it out. And we'll try to hit the Kris Kringle Market on Friday. And then Saturday they do the Michigan Avenue Lights Parade, which is pretty popular. And so we'll try to cover that with all the crowds. It's going to be hard to stream with the crowds. It's always the bailiwick, the challenge of me live streaming in the crowds. That's what everybody wants to see. Everybody else is filming too. And we compete for cell tower coverage. But here we'll cross the Kinsey Street Bridge here, Chicago, Illinois. We'll see where the Dave Matthews incident. I'll show you all the little bumper stickers they stuck on here to commemorate. But here's the Chicago River, the North Branch, Kinsey Street Bridge here. There's the East Bank Club up that way. Hey, riding the bike. Bad boys. The Pistons, yeah, the Pistons, man, all the rivalry with the Bulls there in the late 80s, early 90s. Look at this. This is Harry Weiss is the architect. These were built in like 1988. It was supposed to be like a sailboat. You notice those diamond-shaped windows, and people could pull their boats right up to. This is housing. This was very pioneering at the time because there wasn't any grocery stores or anything at that time. And so we'll head back down this way. See, we're west of the river here. This is kind of unofficially where the West Loop starts, depending on. I really don't think of the West Loop starting until you get west of the expressway. But I don't know. Then I don't know what you call this area. It's not the Loop. I guess it is the West Loop. So here we'll head down Canal Street. They built this housing last year, the year before that. Yeah, Cleveland's been suffering too. Cleveland's long overdue. So here we'll get to see an at-grade crossing here. So the Metro trains, you see, look off in the distance. We got L trains crossing there at Lake Street, and then in the foreground here, oops, we're gonna have a Metro train cross here at grade at Canal Street. So just in time here. Thanks for tuning in there. Chuck Daly, yeah. His ties, yeah. Here it is. Look, here's the. Here I can just cross the street here. So there's no traffic coming. Yeah, look at this. Here's a diesel engine here pulling out a Metro train coming out of Union Station. See how it goes underneath. Those are that overpass is coming out of Ogilvy. This one comes out of Union Station. You see how it goes underneath the air rights of these buildings. Sometimes you got to be careful because sometimes there'll be a train coming the other way and you think the train's gone and there'll be one coming this way. And so it's the gates have not lifted, so well, there the gates are lifted, so and sometimes the gates will lift and they'll come right back down. So, hey, right on time. We didn't have to stop walking. Look at that. Is that nice? 80s style, you got it. Yeah, that housing was 80s style. It's kind of dated. Everything gets dated. You know, that's what all architectural styles get stuck in time. That's why they become historic at a certain point. They see this tunnel that goes underneath both this building and the tuning fork building. And you see above there, that's going into Ogilvy. Ogilvy train station's under, that used to be the City Corp building. They call it something else now. The name forever escapes me. we saw the metro train across the street there. Sometimes, yeah, it's usually on the lunch bunch. Usually on the lunch bunch, we'll go through there. I filmed that before. Thanks for tuning in, you and everybody else. Damien, how's it going there? Carlos, how you doing there? Wilt Distilled, yeah, Wilt Chamberlain. Didn't he have shoes with like goldfish in them? Wilt Distilled. He broke records on the basketball court, and he broke records with women he dated too. Wilt Chamberlain broke the 100 points in one game. Oscar Robinson, all those greats back in the day. Yeah, the old NBA. Yeah, Wilt Distilled. He was tall, what, 7 foot tall? He was like the first super tall superstar. Kept feeding him the ball. But here we'll head up to the... We'll get another view of the confluence here at the Gibsons. The wind's picking up. Welcome to the Windy City. I know it's hard to hear. But hey, everybody's inside. They removed the outdoor seating here. So we'll say goodbye to the West Loop and we'll head back to the Riverwalk. You got to see Michael Jordan play in Boston. That's great. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Michael Jordan a few times, unfortunately. And he still has this restaurant here. Look at the wind moving the grass and moving this. See, the wind comes around these tall buildings. Here, let's go over to the... Confluence of the north and south branch of the Chicago River. Got to make sure I don't lose my hat. Hey, they got some holiday decorations out. There, look at that river. All the tall buildings that way. You got to see him play in Boston. That's great. Yeah, Larry Bird. All the greats there. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan. Yeah. I can't believe we lost Kobe Bryant. I mean, he was so young. That helicopter crash, it was such a shame. And, you know, as we saw, Mike Tyson can still box in his upper 50s. You know, he's just too young here. I know, it was horrible. See, positive, negatives, everything, you know. Kobe Bryant deserved it. He could afford to fly in a helicopter to beat the LA traffic. But could be a car wreck, just like the guy that won the Chicago Marathon, Kelvin Kepton. He died in a car accident. He was 5 marathons. Kobe Bryant too. Just a random bad day to fly. Hey, there's the green line. Yep. How's it going, Donna and Tara? Yeah. So we're back to Lake Street Bridge. There we got some more views of the Merchandise Mart. Wolf Point. See, we were over there. We were walking down there. Now we're over here. There's the South Branch, Chicago River. Yeah, age takes a toll. I mean, you know, and that's what fed in all those conspiracy theories that the boxing match was staged and rigged. That like he could have. There was many times that Mike Tyson could have delivered a knockout blow and held back, and vice versa with the other guy, James. It was all big publicity stunt. They made a bunch of money. A bunch of people bet on it. They just created an event that people could bet on. You know, the sports books loved it. You know, just set the odds. They can always change the odds depending on how many bets come in. They could set it so the house wins either way, and that's what they did. All these people that destroyed their TVs because they lost the bet. You know, you win some, you lose some. That's life. Life's a gamble. My mother used to always say that. She's like, life's already a gamble. I'm not going to gamble. And she lost her gamble with cancer, you know, and it was no fairness. She didn't smoke, drink, ate healthy her whole life. She's like, why me? You know, it's the way life is. Tyson was told not to throw an uppercut. See, look, it was conditions. It wasn't a full, no holds barred fight. You know, so it was kind of staged then. If they, you know, some, you know, they knew that would give him an advantage, and they didn't want him to destroy him in the first round, which Tyson used to do that. You know. Yeah, you got the 20 million. They said, Tyson, they said, hey, you want to fight the guy that's not really a fighter, and you just go the distance, go 8 rounds. You just got to be like Rocky. You just got to sit there and stand there and take it. And he's like, I could do it. And that's worth $20 million for him. You know. It just shows how everything's a promotion, everything's marketing, everything's a brand, everything's just, look how many people, look how much money and time and distraction was wasted on this stupid fight that really didn't matter in the whole scheme of things, but we act like it mattered. And distraction from what really matters. Family matters. Paul made 40. Yeah. Social reality. What has he got? He's got a podcast. He's the podcast Bosker. Hey, you look pretty tough. He's got mean tattoos and he could beat me up. He's tougher than I am. I couldn't stand 8 rounds against Tyson in the ring. You know. But I'm not you know. I guess if I trained for it, maybe be a lot of training. Yeah, everybody got caught up in it. Everybody got caught up. I remember streaming that day. Everybody's like, "You gonna watch the fight?" I just got back into town. I'm like, "What fight?" They're like, "You dope, Tyson fight." I'm like, I didn't realize. I honestly flew back to Chicago and completely forgot that fight was gonna happen until I was streaming at the zoo. And then when I went back home, I didn't have Netflix. So Cherokee Girl was streaming it, so I was like, hey, I was watching it with her, and one other person came on there, and we were just talking, but it kept dragging on and on. So I didn't even watch the fight. Somebody came over, and I got distracted entertaining people, and we didn't even watch the fight because they didn't care about the fight, you know, which is good. I had something else to do. That was my excuse. And then I saw everybody was let down by the fight, and I was like, good, I'm glad. And most people, they were trying to watch it on Netflix, and the stream cut out. They had money on it. They couldn't even watch what the decision was. They were very frustrated. So there you go, Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg just wants to test to see if he could stream his own boxing match with Elon Musk. He's going to be an ultimate billionaire fighting champion, which would be funny if he gets injured. Yeah, see, Angel, you missed the fight too. The Netflix, they can't stream that many people at once. It breaks the internet. And I have problems just streaming parades. Of course, they can't stream the fight. Too many people tune in at once. It overwhelms the system. Here comes the Chicago Fire Department here. Hey, let's get out here. Wells Street Bridge. Yeah, here comes this is the Christopher Wheatley. So this is the real Chicago fireboat. This is the one that could shoot the jets of water 300 feet into the air. We saw a demonstration of it last year. I got reruns of it, number 2. It's named after Christopher Wheatley, a Chicago firefighter that lost his life on duty. And it's a real working Chicago fireboat. That thing has water pressure. You can break through ice. Look at the pipes on it. Look at that, it's a water gun on the back. It's a water, you got the water cannons on the front. Look at those water cannons. And then they got water cannons in the back. They can fight fires along the river by pumping river water. If there's ever a fire in these skyscrapers along the river here at Christopher Wheatley. Here's the Brown line heading north here, going across Wells Street. You know, I got to see the first 2 minutes. Yeah, I hear you. He kept biting his gloves. Yeah, he kept biting his gloves because he wanted to do the uppercut. And he's like, $20 million, don't do it. $20 million every time he bought it. And he's like, I just got to you know, not go down to the end. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, that's good. That's good. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, that's great. How you doing? So good. So here, yeah, we'll go under Wells Street, and we'll keep going on the Riverwalk here. Yeah. So LaSalle Street. Your uncle worked on the fireboat out of Milwaukee. That's great, Kevin. Yeah, see, all this Great Lakes states have a connection. Michigan's connected to Wisconsin. It's connected to Illinois. The hip bone's connected to the knee bone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, we'll sing the Queen song. There's Wells Street, Chicago School. Got some more trains heading across here. So they got the water turned off. No, that was just a truck going across the bridge. It wasn't a train. So here, we'll go down the Riverwalk here. Another one bites the dust. Sweet Home Gelato. So we'll have to wait till next spring until these things open up again. They'll keep a few things open on the Riverwalk. And we're just waiting for the Kris Kringle Market to open on Friday. Hey, they're doing a photo shoot over there. There's the map of the Riverwalk. See how they use that Y, that same Y we saw at Wolf Point there. They use that, the three rivers, north and south, and the main channel of the Chicago River. So we're going underneath Dearborn's. No, this is LaSalle Street. This is LaSalle Street, heading towards Clark Street. Dearborn's, I reversed it. Dearborn's on the other side. Hey, Christopher, I know you missed the Riverwalk. I know we hadn't filmed it much because I was gone that week in North Carolina working, and then we filmed it 2 weeks ago, but I think this is the first time I really filmed it this week. So yeah, I know you were. Enjoy this. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, you and everybody else. And yeah, check out Christopher Dotson there. He's got great content in New York and other areas, and you talk about inflation and other things too, the same stuff we talk about. We appreciate your perspective. Can you believe I had people that... Can you believe... Listen to this. Hear me out. I suspected this, and I reached out to some of this. I have had people that have defriended me because they thought I voted for Trump. And I was like, what made you think I voted for Trump? And it shows you... You know, because of me trying to be neutral on TikTok, since I didn't take a big enough stance, and they have to understand the reason I didn't take a big enough stance, and people know I expose my views more on YouTube here, is because I knew we would just be constantly trolled by the MAGAverse. So I purposely was trying to avoid that, and then they thought that I was, just by me not talking about, they thought, I'm like, what made you think about me that I would vote for that guy? I expressed my clear, I did not vote for Trump. I do not like the guy. Every time, because I would joke about the building or something. And so I'm like, I'm imploring you. I was like, please do not befriend me. You know, what you can't like defriend half the world. You know, I still have to be friends with people that voted for him because I got to respect their opinion, and we're all Americans. You know, and it's hard. I don't want us to divulge into civil war here. You know. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. So there'll be time for that, just not now. We got to have a peaceful transition of power, even though we all fear that power, isn't? Or at least the people that didn't vote for him. You know what I'm talking about. But can you believe that people thought I voted for Trump? I'm like, why would you defriend me? I almost don't want to friend him back because I'm like, what a fair weather friend you are. You know, you totally write me off because you think I did something I didn't do. You know, but I'm empathetic because people are really scared and people are really worried. You know, I know my friends that support Trump, you're probably laughing. You're like, yeah, you damn liberals, you know, you're fair weather friends, you know, but I'm just expressing what's really happening here. Here, House of Blues, Dearborn Street. Here's Marina Towers. Well, I still got to go home to Thanksgiving dinner. My relatives will be really happy because they all voted for Trump, and they know I didn't because I'm a liberal guy that lives in the city. They'll be like, they'll be joking, you know. I know they don't mean it. It's just, you know, I hope I'm not the same way. Like, I hope I didn't rub it in 2020. I didn't do that because the outcome was much more close, and we still had to go through January 6th, and I knew it wasn't resolved, you know. And so there was no gloating in 2020. We were still suffering under the pandemic. So if I did, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, Merck, you deal with it too. You know, just we're allowed. We can be critical of the left without supporting the right, and you deal with it too. I was, you know, there's criticism of the Biden administration too. I talked about it too. Yeah, they caught me for supporting universal health care. I know. I can relate. It shows you everybody wants to stereotype everybody else, and nobody's listening to each other. And that's what cable news has done to all of us, both the left and the right. Everybody's in their echo chamber. No one can deal with any, what is that called? Disagreements or differences of opinions. When have Americans ever agreed about anything? There's always been controversy and disagreements and close elections, and fear of every election's the last election, which the democracy somehow survives. The pendulum swings back and forth. We'll see what happens in the 2026 midterms. Usually, whatever party's in power, it doesn't matter if it's the Democrats or the Republicans. Usually the pendulum swings the other way in the House. It happened to Obama. Obama got elected with all three houses in 2008. By 2010, the Tea Party had their revenge and took back the House. Same thing happened with George Bush II. It took till 2006 for it to happen, but eventually it happened, and it's bipartisan. Here, it's just the nature of checks and balances. We got to trust that the checks and balances of the balance of power will hold out, and the Justice Department, it's got to stop letting us down. The Justice Department is not being, it's impossible. They have an impossible, no matter which way to decide, it'll anger half the nation. And that's, why do you want to be a judge? You know, you got to make impossible decisions based upon precedent. And then when they throw precedent out, you know, or they want to go back to like 150 years ago and use that precedent. Here, look, there's the fishing grounds here. People fishing here on the Chicago River. Here, we're back at the Vietnam War Memorial. We'll have to head back up to Wabash because they're working on the Riverwalk here. So we'll keep you up to date on the progress of this construction progress. And we'll leave the Marina Towers here. Thanks for tuning in our little front walk here. Riverwalk. Chicago Riverwalk here. And we'll head up past the Vietnam War Memorial here. Chicago remembers. That's great, Kevin. That's great. Thanks for voting, exercising your franchise there. Think of all the people that have been poll taxed. Women didn't get to vote until 1920. Native Americans did not get to vote, at least some of them, until 1924, including men, including Native American men. And of course, African Americans were subject to the poll tax and other ways to suppress the vote in the Jim Crow South until the 1960s. And we had to have the movement in the 60s to correct that. And so that's not that long ago. That's within living memory. We got people still alive that remember those days, you know. See how we went by here. So 17th Church of Christ Scientists, we're back at Wabash here. We'll cross the street. And thanks, Tara. Thanks for your vote. Thanks for caring. And yeah, I talked with Darren Monroe after the election, and he fought so hard with his channel to support Kamala, and he's got his reasons too. He's a very wise man. There's other people that Everybody's got their own theories about why it happened. It doesn't matter why it happened. It happened. We got to live with the consequences. We're in it for the long haul. We'll get through it. Misery loves company. This tower ain't going away. All those people that would taunt us, it's meant to troll us. That tower is meant to troll us. That's why the name's on it. And remember, a Democratic alderman, Burke, approved that to make money. The corruption of Chicago is what put that name on they took Trump's money and put it into his law firm. And that guy deserves to be in jail. Talking about the disgraced Democratic alderman, Ed Burke. Here's the Jewelers building. Look at the clouds. There's the 17th Church of Christ Scientists. They have some free concerts there. I've never gone to the free concerts, but I guess I should check it out so we can go and see the beautiful interior of this mid-century modern church designed by Harry Weiss. Same guy that designed those 1988s, 80s looking housing there by the Kinsey Street Bridge. Hey, returning the divvy bike. It's great. Yeah. Wonderful skylines. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Martin. Ireland, thanks for tuning in from Ireland, Martin. Appreciate it. Darlene, how you doing there? Thanks, everybody. Like the flag there. Yeah, we covered the St. Patrick's Day Parade in March. We hope to do it again next year. There, Hilton Garden Inn. Of course, we talk about the Chicago Motor Club here, the American Automobile Association. Was founded here. You can go inside. They got a beautiful lobby. We show it all the time. But I'll get you up to Michigan Avenue, and then we'll sign off here, Citizen M. There's Garland Court. There's the back of the Mather Tower. We'll head over to Michigan here. Here's the Carbide Carbon Building, the Pendry. We got that hotel right there. And then we'll head up to Michigan Avenue, and we'll cross the street here. Thanks, John James. We'll see everybody tonight after 5 o'clock. It'll be dark, and I'll do this on TikTok. We'll reverse the whole process. So there's the Wrigley Building, looking north on Michigan Avenue. There's this Bronco. We'll cross the street here. There's looking south, Michigan Avenue. There's the beautiful Carbide and Carbon Building. So thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'm going to go back to work, get some work done. Thanks, Angel, John, Darlene, Tara, and everybody else, Christopher, Chris, and everybody else. Anybody else I missed there in the comments, thanks for tuning in. And thanks for listening to my rants here. We'll talk to you later. Yeah, see you, Tim and Darlene, John, everybody else. Take care. We'll talk to you later. Merck, thanks a lot. We'll see you later. And Julie, have a great day. Yeah, you too. Really appreciate it. All right, good. So I'm signing off. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.